It is always a celebration here in the city of New Orleans, and we are just outside of the French Quarter at the Superdome. Glad you're with us. It's Blake Groupie to get this one started, and off we go here in New Orleans. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Jackson looking to throw right away. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards on the game's opening play.
That's a good start to the ball game. Maybe a little bit of a tone setter offensively. They come out throwing right away, and it's an early completion and a quick first down.
Now it's Jackson. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
No sense risking anything there on first down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who could make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
Now Jackson. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
You know, on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 33. A 3rd down gain of 19. Heck of a start for him here, Charles, on this opening drive, and they're doing it all through the air. That's 4 snaps and 4 passes so far.
I do think that there's an argument, Brandon, to maybe mix in a running play or two, but the way that these offenses are constructed, you can get that done with swing passes and checkdowns. The way they're throwing it, I keep pressing it downfield.
Now, throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
2nd and 10. Jackson. Looking deep here for Flowers. And it'll be intercepted. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. Carr going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Play action. Now it's Carr. He lets it go deep for Olave. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Picked up by Brandon Stevens. And the Ravens are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Now, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. Flush to his right. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down.
Partner, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
Now a 2nd and 10. To throw is Jackson. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 35. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. Again, Jackson. They're looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And the Saints are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
Well, it doesn't take a whole lot of investigation to figure out why they're still sitting at 0 on the scoreboard because their quarterback's got to wake up and start reading defense a heck of a lot better after throwing his 2nd interception.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple. We're scoreless after 1. Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession as they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up. Kamara up the middle. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I'd keep going back to him.
Ball on the 27. Here's a 2nd down and 4. On play action. Now Carr. He'll find Shaheed out to the right. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
And that play came together really well for them as he found open space, makes the catch, and gets down to the 1-yard line. You know he's kicking himself right now. He thought he had a chance to get a touchdown and put that in his ledger. Instead, his team gets a chance to cash in over these next few plays.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll check in with our Jonathan Coachman. He'll have highlights and analysis of the first half, and our highlights will likely be on the defensive side of the football here. Scoreless game. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd down and 3. Again, it's Kamara. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. To throw his Carr. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Saints first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Shotgun now for Carr. Flushed out right. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Little short pass here to Hill. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. On play action, it's Carr, escaping the pressure right. He completes it to Olave. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. That one goes for 24 yards.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. Oh, how about this on 1st and goal? And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Saints post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this second quarter. This feels like something we'd see more commonly, CD, in a college game. They give it to the receiver down here in the red zone, but it winds up successful.
Yeah, partner, I think you'd think it's less likely to find running space to the edge down here close to the end zone where things are so condensed. But a lot of times you end up focusing on the running backs, and they're able to slip it to the receiver, and it resulted in a touchdown.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Eluding the pressure right. That's going deep for Bateman. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And the end result of that play, you're almost not sure what you really want, because when he gets outside of the pocket, you actually hold your breath because you think he's going to run for big yardage. But when he chose to pull it down and throw it, and a play was made to knock it away, that's a pretty good end result. Not one you expected when the play began.
Here's Jackson to throw. They're looking deep here for Flowers. And that will be incomplete. Now, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
They gave it a shot with a deep pass, but it wasn't going to work there. And now there's less time for them to try and get 3 before the half. Let's see what they dial up on this next snap.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. He's going to look downfield for Henry. It's caught inside the 25. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
I'll tell you what, this is not for the faint of heart right here. 4th down, this is taking a big risk. But it's as good a play call as you can imagine. And the defense just not able to come up with the stop they needed. And this is not just a 1st down, but a big play as well.
And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Throwing is Jackson. Rolling to his right. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. Tucker's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Set now to go for the 3rd quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff. And the first drive of the second half will commence from the 30-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. of 10. And it'll bring up second.
This defense coming out after the half, and if that plays any indicator, Charles, maybe a little refreshed and refocused here for quarters 3 and 4.
Yeah, they did really well on that one. That's exactly what they need to keep doing if they want to change their fortunes in this game.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Here's Carr to throw. Flush to his right. And he will slide down with a good gain. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on second down.
And defensively, Baltimore's in a dime look here on third. Now Carr.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A very solid gain of 27.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's second down.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Kamara gets it again on second down.
Boom! Still fighting through tackles.
Still going.
Touchdown, New Orleans.
Alvin Kamara.
40 yards as his guys are able to extend their lead.
Groupie for the extra point.
And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a two-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a three-possession game.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. Jackson from the shotgun. Flushed out right.
This throw taken in by Isaiah Likely.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll...
He's got a man complete. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Nelson Aguilar. A 24-yard touchdown.
And the Ravens are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third.
So a strong drive here to lead off this third quarter and gets them right back in this football game.
And I think we can safely call that a statement drive because they had to be saying, we didn't put our best foot forward in the first half, but we certainly mean business now. Maybe a better term, a prove-it drive. They proved it to themselves that they were ready to go.
And he will get into the end zone to cut the lead down to a single point. Well, I guess the coach looked at the two-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a three-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a two-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. And Shaheed going to go in motion. They begin on the ground with Kamara. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
And he'll get about 3 up close to the 35. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here is 3rd and 5. Carr. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And here's a big one now. Try to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. To throw, it's Carr. That's to his running back, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side.
Boy, that was a big gamble for them right there. They went for it on 4th down, showed a little chutzpah because they did it with the lead here in the 4th quarter. And this defense is once again unable to stop them.
Trying to run down some clock with Kamara. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
From the 48-yard line, here's the 2nd and 8. They run it again with Kamara. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. The Saints on 3rd down. They've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Carr. And going deep for Hill. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Roquan Smith. And the Ravens are right back in this football game. Here's 1st and 10.
After the interception, here's Jackson. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire.
They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Jackson.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete.
Down to the 10.
And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Nelson Aguilar with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Ravens use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the 4th.
Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the 4th quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. This is 1st and 10. Carr. Connecting with Hill.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Throwing his Carr. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Here's Carr.
Little short pass here to Hill.
And he is going to have a Saints 1st down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4. Now Carr.
And he whips that one incomplete there.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Carr to throw. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted.
And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown.
You can almost hear the noise coming from the nearby French Quarter. And they're being just as loud inside Caesars Superdome here in New Orleans. Blake Groupie out and ready to send this away. And here we go from New Orleans. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Allen taken right to the air. He's got this complete to James Cook. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Alontae Taylor making the stop. 2nd and 8. Oh, he nearly starts the game off with a pick. Just couldn't hang on to it. Good defensive play, though, regardless. That's going to bring up 3rd down. Pressure coming, it's Allen. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Well, that's when you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. They will go. It's Allen. Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Colson Adebo's got it. And the Saints force the turnover on the first series of this game.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life. Really on both sides of the ball. Right? You watch defensive coaches preach all the time, and they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick six, yeah, it stinks for the offense. But that was the practice field coming to life for everybody to see.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. This is Alvin Kamara with it. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Offense in the hurry up here. They'll run with Kamara. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
The loss sets him up at the 9-yard line. It's 2nd and goal. Whiteout's getting involved in the ground game. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints parlay the interception into points. Blake Groupie to try the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Saints will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. He's trying to go deep. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. takes this one back for the pick six. Group B to try the point after. And the extra point is up, and it is good. And the Saints drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick six. He'll bring it out from a couple yards deep. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Back to the air. It's Allen after the pick. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. He was looking for Keon Coleman on that throw. And it sets up 2nd down.
See the pass, time up your hit, and jar that ball loose. Not a lot of players are hanging on through a well-placed hit like that one.
From the shotgun, it's Allen. And that's going to be batted away. Incomplete, so pretty home-run way to wrap up our first quarter. Looking for Keon Coleman that time. So they're left facing 3rd and long. Working from the gun, it's Allen. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he reaches the 35 before going out. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Well, I think he was looking for that running lane and that running room from the very start right there, partner. Even as he worked through his progression initially, he was waiting for space to open, and then he takes advantage with his legs.
1st and 10, here's Allen. He's got Khalil Shakir. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's good for a Bills 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
And he gets across midfield and into Saints territory. 2nd and 3 now. And, partner, did you hear a whistle? I didn't, but he must have thought that he heard one because he just spiked the football. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Allen setting up to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he stopped cold at the spot. Ooh, he paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Shakir with the grab. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. And time runs out before they get the snap off. That's the end of 1. It's a 2-score game early. Back to the Superdome of Caesar in just a bit. About to begin the 2nd here. The Bills definitely thinking points. To the air again. Allen chased out to his right. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock. You know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm. Especially in a situation like that. It's a good thing you woke up to it. Able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
And he drives this forward to the 6. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Operating from the gun, it's Allen. And wow, nearly a pick on that check down. A bit lucky that he couldn't hang on to it, and it fell incomplete.
Well, that's not the uniform you want to see almost bringing it in. They are so fortunate to have another shot down here after the near pick.
So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. Design bootleg here. He's on the move. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. Offense up to the line fast. 3rd and goal for Allen. He rolls to his right. This throw is cut. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, and you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
So we're at the 2-minute warning here from the Superdome. The Bills in a spot to potentially go for it here. 3 plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone. They'll go. Allen. And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Hey, I am all for aggression. You get 4 downs, go for it. But I do have to wonder here, Kate, after being denied once again, is there going to be a trust level on that sidelines to go for it the next time they get this shot?
And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
A give on 2nd to Kamara. And they bring him down here at about the 13-yard line. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets
Well, first opened back in 1975. There's a look inside the iconic Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Glad you're with us. It's Blake Groupie to get this one started, and off we go here in New Orleans. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So first and 10 now from the 30. Throwing. Love. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now Love. That's to Kraft, the tight end. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. And from the 42 now, here's 2nd and 2. Love now. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
I can assure you, setting up a screen is much more difficult than it appears. It requires excellent timing from everyone on the offense, and a defense's #1 goal is to throw that timing off.
So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. He'll buy some time right. The improvisation gets him only a couple, but that's all he needed. First down.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the first down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
Here's Love. He finds his man complete. That's Jacobs. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
And as you're game planning as a staff, you go through all the different ways you can neutralize the other guy's pass rushers. Extra linemen, leave a tight end in, bring the running backs back in to block. Or you can do this, a little simple screen pass, and it works to perfection.
He finds his man complete. It's Reed. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Out of the shotgun, it's Love. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Saints are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
after the INT. It's Carr. Little short pass here to Hill. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it's second down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Second down and 3. Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. Carr keeps it on the sneak. And he is going to have a Saints first down, at least at first glance, as they'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. A give. This is Kamara. Little power on the move that time, but still tackled shy of the 20. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Now a play fake. Carr. Downfield, and he's got Olave. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Give him 32 on the play. Pretty good timing. He waited just enough for that post play to develop and laid it right in there.
And you know what a lot of teams do when they decide to throw a post route? Because it's a little bit longer developing play, they max protect. Bring everyone in, keep the tight end in, an extra back to make sure the quarterback has time to deliver the football.
So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. Running with Kamara. He's to the 15. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, 50 yards. And the Saints post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Groupie able to add the PAT. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And that one going to hop into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach driving? And this will be caught at the 30. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Christian Watson, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Packers are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. The Packer offense and Jordan Love staying out there, so they're going to try to go for 2. They'll try to run it with Jacobs. So why go for that there? First half, you could have tied the game at 7. Why try to get the lead?
Feels like an analytics call, doesn't it? That's starting to really get into the game where they're studying where you can make extra points and the whole deal and, get an advantage. But I don't know that we have enough data yet to really say this is the right play or the wrong play. Maybe in 2 or 3 more NFL seasons. Exactly. 2 or 3 more NFL seasons, they will have a much better study and a much better case of what we're going to do.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. From the 29, here's second and a couple. Kamara. Across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Carr going to go on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position.
Okay, right? Here we go.
Throw left side complete. That's Reed. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 14 down to the 14.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. From the 9, 2nd and 5. To throw now. Here's Love. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Down here in the red zone, you know your tight end's going to be a favorite target. Couldn't hang on.
And sometimes they just have to get out of their own head because they understand how tight windows are there and how many bodies are there. And sometimes they just overthink it and don't catch the ball.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Love. Able to find his man, Kraft. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
And we constantly talk about people being on the same page. In this situation, the two of them saw the play with the same eyes. They understood where the open spaces were going to be, and they found a way to get there to pick up a new set of downs.
Love going to stay out there. They'll take a chance on 4th down. They go with Jacobs. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. The Packers unable to pick up the first, and the Saints will have the football back.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that, you just know that the defensive front, they won the battle of leverage and created the push back into the opposing backfield.
And for the offensive coordinator, whether you had 1 yard to go or 20 yards to go on 4th down, now you're probably saying, oh, maybe I should have passed it, right?
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they'll start from their own 5, so you'd have to imagine they'll stay conservative. And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Second and 11. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
Here's Carr. Little short pass here to Hill. And some room to roam now. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. They start the second half with Kamara. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39.
64 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Credit the defense there to Quay Walker, getting behind the line of scrimmage before they could rip off any sort of a gain.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Play action. Now it's Carr. Rolling to his left.
Finds Hill on the crossing route. Complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
Every now and then I can speak from experience, because I do know as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes, because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47.
And Shaheed going to go in motion.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. Escaping the pressure right.
He completes it to Olave.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
A 10th carry for Kamara. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Two yards to go, 2nd down.
Again, it's Kamara. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, it's eaten up a good chunk of the 3rd quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football, you control the clock, and impose your will on the defense.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Kamara up the middle. And he'll get this one down to about the 17.
The tackle there by the safety, Xavier McKinney.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the past. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
Back now here live in New Orleans. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter of play.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
Now they'll throw with Carr. That one complete to Hill. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Taysom Hill from 17 yards out. And the Saints are able to build on to their fourth quarter lead.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
The point after, good by Groupie. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a two-point conversion to tie it. After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. There's still plenty of time here in the fourth quarter. Just a one-possession game, down 8. They'll be looking for the touchdown and two-point conversion. A field goal here on this drive does very little at this stage.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. On third down, here comes Jacobs. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
A lot depended on the spot there, and he got it, but it wasn't by much, was it? I remember Coach Madden talking about, depending on which foot the official used, that would tell you whether you had the first down or not. You want that upfield foot to be the one that spots the ball, don't you?
And you and I have the luxury of a couple extra views here in the booth, and he did get it, but not by much. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. Here comes second down at 5. Throw left side is complete to Reed. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Love. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
Back to the running game with Jacobs. An incompletion, now a short pickup. That's not going to do it.
Yeah, you've got to get to the line of scrimmage quickly, get set up, and aim downfield.
Here's Love. He finds his man complete. That's Jacobs. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 17-yard line. Nothing open downfield. They went underneath.
Yeah, see if you can get it to your running back. See if you can make someone miss in the open field.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Love looking to throw it. Sliding out of the pocket.
Late in the game, he's certainly doing everything in his power to buy time for his guys to make a play, but in this case, he's surrounded, and all he has room to do is to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Just over 50 seconds remain. Here's 2nd and 10. Counter play with Jacobs. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
I know they got a little yardage there, but I'm not sure their investment is right. They're still running the football, and I'm not sure there's enough time to continue to do that.
The sound reverberating here in the dome. This is 3rd down. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the 1st down as he's tackled at the 2. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as he'll stop him with 13 seconds left to play. Now 1st and goal. Jacobs will score. Touchdown, Packers.
We'll break down the touchdown later. It's 2-point conversion time. Go to your script, pick your play, and go for it.
Listen to this crowd now. Their guys need a stop on this 2-point conversion. And he is not going to reach the goal line. They were forced to go for it down 2, but the defense rises to the occasion, and they hold on to their lead. So looking at this situation, you should have time for the onside kick and then at least one play. And the Saints are going to get to this one, so that should about do it. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because, remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Saints are winners here as we say so long from New Orleans.
Halfway between Boston and Providence, it's the home of the Patriots, Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. The kicker, Blake Grupe, set to start it. And off we go from Foxborough. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Throwing right away, it's May. He'll find his man, that's Kendrick Bourne. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
That is 14 for the second time. Back-to-back 14-yard gains and a first down.
I'd like to see them do a better job here the rest of the game, Mike, just disguising the coverage from the pre-snap look to the post-snap look. And what I mean is, when you have a quarterback at this level, and what they see before the ball's in their hands is the exact same thing they see once they do get the ball, everything is just so much easier for them to process.
Oh, intercepted. What a bad start on the third play. Picked off by Willie Gay.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
On the ground for the first time, this is Alvin Kamara. Down the sideline, past the 40. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Saints' 30-yard line. So, a big one there to start the drive. 36 yards. On first down, they'll stay with Kamara on the ground. He brings this to about the 26-yard line. Devon Godchaux there on the tackle. Second and 7. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. They'll go again here with Kamara. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
Carr from the gun on third down. To the left side, in the hands of Hill. Call it a gain of 13. First down, New Orleans.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
Off the play fake. Here's Carr. A pass taken in by Miller. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage.
Really nice job here by the defense staying disciplined as the quarterback gets flushed from the pocket. I mean, how often do we see those guys kind of creep in and allow the ball thrown over their head? They took away everything downfield, and
All the quarterback could do was dump this one off short to his back, and there wasn't much there.
That's caught by Hill. And it'll be taken down after a gain of 9, and third down coming up. So that'll do it for a fast move. Here's a third down and 4. They run out of the gun and tag on a reverse. And the Saints are going to have a first and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Mike, you want to convert on third down? Get the ball in your hands of your best players. And this guy, he is a playmaker.
And he will drive his way into the end zone. Derek Carr. Touchdown, New Orleans. Blake Groupie comes on for the extra point. He's got it. And the Saints will take a 7-0 lead. After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. First and 10. Working out of the gun. It's May. And he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. And maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion. We'll try again. It's second and 10.
Here we go, set.
Throwing now is May. Open man. That's the tight end, Hunter Henry. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Talk about a thing of beauty. Mike, did you see how many tight ends were on the field on that last play? They call it 13 personnel because there's 1 running back, 3 tight ends, 1 wide receiver. So everybody on defense is thinking run. They catch them off guard a little with the pass, and they take advantage of it with a big gain downfield.
They'll try again here. Second and 10. Operating from the shotgun, it's May. This one complete to Bourne. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Third and short. And here is May. That's caught by Bourne. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Throwing on first and 10. That's going to be intercepted. Picked off by the rookie from Alabama. And the Saints are going to have it. They'll take over at their own 24-yard line.
For these young rookie quarterbacks, every snap in the NFL is an opportunity to have a lesson learned, and sometimes the lessons come a little bit harder than others. In this case, they kind of fool them with their blitz package. It's a little bit more complex at the NFL level than it is necessarily in college, and I think he just got a first-hand taste of just how fast this pressure can get on you. And sometimes when it speeds up that clock, you can make a bad throw.
And out of bounds he goes, just shy of midfield. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a first down. Here's Kamara. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's second and 5. Play action now. It's Carr. He'll tuck it and take off.
That's just great awareness there, Mike. He's looking downfield. He doesn't see anything, but he is locked in to get that first down. He tucks it, becomes a runner, and gets past the marker.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. They'll work the middle here with Kamara. Good running inside the 25. And he's going to take this all the way home. Alvin Kamara. Touchdown, Saints. Big play out of the running game as the back accelerates all the way to the house for the rushing touchdown.
And, Mike, when we talk about burst, that's what we're talking about. And they told us all week, be ready for this guy. He's got something special to him, and that long touchdown there is exactly what they're talking about.
After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. Here comes Antonio Gibson out of his end zone. And he will only be able to muster the 20-yard line on that return.
On the jump.
Here's 1st and 10.
Let's go. Hut, hut.
Off the play fake, it's May. That one to the veteran Hooper. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield. They'll go play action with, and for the 3rd time in this first half, he's been intercepted. Picked off by Demario Davis.
There's really no other way to put it, Mike. This has just been a rough outing for the young rookie quarterback. And I think everyone understands going into these games, there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be learning moments that these guys are going to gain that they can only gain through experience. The problem is, it's really hard to have positive learning experiences when you throw 3 picks. He's got to see the field better. He's got to anticipate better. And ultimately, he just needs to play better for his offense to have a chance.
He'll get this into the hands of his running back. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that anytime a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. You just saw a great example of it here.
They'll run on 1st down with Kamara. He's got space inside the 25. And he's out of bounds in great shape down at the 15-yard line. What a way to start this drive. A second big play. This one for 22. They're going to go right back to Kamara. And not much there. Down to about the 13. Saints going to use their 2nd timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go until halftime. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. They'll go play action with Carr. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. Didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. The give running right with Kamara. He's down inside the 10. A gain of 4. And now we'll get a late timeout coming in the waning moments of this 2nd quarter. Groupie's kick is good. And the Saints going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well. You're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
So they come to the line for first down and 10.
Go!
The motion man here is Bourne. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
Break.
Sending a receiver right. He's found his receiver, Butte. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. All right, Coach, thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. On the return, it's Rashid Shaheed. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over.
What now? Express.
Shaheed in motion. They'll start this one on the ground with Kamara. Nice job finding the seam. Gain of about 9. Just a yard short of that first down. Second and a yard. A give up the middle with Kamara. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half. And he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
On the handoff, it's Kamara. And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's second down.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Carr now on second down. Open man, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
Every quarterback's dream is, can I get the ball out of my hand as fast as possible and get it to a guy that can do the rest after the catch? And it seems like nowadays, throughout the entire league, the best offenses thrive in yards after the catch.
Here's second and 9. On play action, he'll set up to throw. To the left side and pulled in. Valdez-Scantling. And he gets marked out of bounds, but inside the 5-yard line. From the 4-yard line, trying to punch it in. First down and goal. Here's Miller. And he will fight his way to